Hey there YouTube fans, AC Productions here, and today I'm going to be showing you on how to install these type of frame sliders on an 09 Yamaha R1. Now I'm not too sure on how to actually pronounce the name of these frame sliders, but I'll try to do my best. I think it's pronounced Puig. Here is the name. And so I'll be showing you on how to install these frame sliders. These are no cut frame sliders, meaning that you don't have to cut into the fairings to install these. Now these particular frame sliders are imported from Barcelona, Spain, and the reason I know that is because on the instructions, as you could see, it says Barcelona, Spain. So therefore that explains why I could not find any videos on actually installing these. So therefore that's why I'm making this video, to show you guys on how to install these particular brand and style frame sliders. Okay, so now you just need some basic hand tools on installing these frame sliders. Now let me show you the tools that you're going to need to do this installation. Okay, so you're going to need a torque wrench, foot-pounds, 3/8 ratchet, extension, an 8mm Allen key, preferably with the socket part, and a 10mm Allen key. So the 8mm Allen key is going to go in for this screw. The 10mm is going to go in for this bolt over here. If you're going to be using this according with the torque wrench, you're going to need a converter, or a little like socket that converts a 3/8 inch socket to use with the 1/2 inch torque wrench. And then you're also going to need a 4mm Allen key with your handle, or if you have an L-shaped Allen key, that works as well, and that's going to be to remove the body panels on the side of the bike. Then you will also need a breaker bar with a 17mm socket for the left side of the engine bolt. And then the socket that you're going to need for the right side is going to be a 14mm socket. See that? 14mm. And that's going to be for the right side engine mount. Alright, now before we get started on actually removing the panel so we can install the frame sliders, as you can see this in front of me, this is a customer's R1, and as you can see, it has a little bit of damage here. He was involved in a hit and run accident, and good news is that they did catch the woman driver who actually hit him. So she did pay for the damages, and that's the good thing about it. Also, good thing about it is the rider was not hurt in any way and was a little bit shaken up, but that's also the best news. Now before we get started, I did want to mention, I totally forgot to tell you that you guys, if you do have a breaker bar, that'd be great. If you don't, you may need to consider looking or getting one, because you are going to need a to undo the bolt that's right behind there, that is connected with the engine block on the frame. Okay, so the screws that you're going to need to remove is just going to be this fairing right here. It's going to be all 3 of these screws here and the 2 screws down there. Okay, once you remove all the screws there, you're able to kind of just slide the fairing down a little bit, because we don't need to remove it completely. We just need to get access to this bolt right here, and that's pretty much where your frame slider is going to connect to. Okay, now to distinguish what side is left and what side is right, frame slider that has the longer part of the frame that it's attached to, that is the right side of the bike. The one that has the shorter part is for the left side of the bike. Okay, so now that we got the left side of the bike frame already removed, or somewhat to the side, what we need to do is we need to get to this bolt here in the back with the 10mm. But first we need to remove this bolt so we could get to the bolt back there, because without it, as you could see, it just hits the back and we won't get to it. So let's go ahead and remove that one with our 8mm Allen key. Just gonna go ahead and put it on there, and then we're gonna remove it with our ratchet, which is right there. Okay, now that we've already loosened the bolt, we don't have to really remove the bolt completely. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the bolt that's holding up the engine. Don't worry, if you remove this bolt, your engine's not going to fall to the ground, so just note on that. We're just going to remove that bolt, and we're going to in place put this bolt. Okay, so here is the bolt that I'm talking about. We're going to be removing this bolt right here, and that's to hold up part of your engine. So let's go ahead and remove that one with the 17mm socket. Okay, now that we loosen it up, let's go ahead and remove that. Now you could put this off to the side. Don't throw it away in case you happen to need this bolt at a later time. So let's go ahead and put that off to the side. All right, so next we're gonna grab our bracket with the bolt that's been supplied. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna coat the threads with some thread lock. I'm gonna go from here to here, even though it's gonna be somewhere here where it's going to attach to, but I'm just gonna coat all the threads anyway. I would say that's good enough. A little extra adjusting. All right, so once you coat the threads, go ahead and install the bolt along with the little small bracket. And for now, you just want to hand turn it until you're not able to turn it anymore. Now note the position of where this bracket is going to be, because that's where we're going to be having our slider puck. And for the most part, it's going to be around right there. As you notice that behind it, there was two small Okay, once you get this thing hand tightened, as you can see, it's pretty much locked in there, but we want to make sure that we tighten it down to the correct specifications, which in this case for the torque wrench, the specifications is going to be 36.88 foot-pounds. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab our 10mm Allen key. We're going to go ahead and, if you needed to get this adapter, if not, if you have one at a 1/2 inch size, this will go straight to your torque wrench. But since I don't have that, so I'm going to go ahead and just attach the adapter on here. Get my torque wrench, which is right here. And we're going to set it up to the 36.8 foot-pounds. Okay, so as you're torquing it down, just make sure you're careful with this. Alright, so there we are. We're at 36.8 foot-pounds. Let's go ahead and make sure just again that we got it right. There we go. You don't have to go any further than that. If you go any further than that, you have a possible chance of actually stripping the casing of the engine block, which is inside here, and you definitely don't want that. That's going to be a super costly, expensive replacement. So once you get it to 36.8 foot-pounds, you're good to go. Now let's go ahead and remove this, and let's go ahead and install our frame slider puck pretty much. So here is our frame slider puck right here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to not remove the bolt because we don't need to. We're going to go ahead and put some thread lock right on these threads right here. So let's go ahead and do that. So just going to have to coat some of the threads. Oops, it slid it out. And it keeps sliding out. Alright, and go ahead and you have to put that much, so it's pretty much enough to coat the threads. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and we're going to put it on here. And for now, you just want to make sure that you hand tighten the screw. Okay, once you hand tighten it, you want to go ahead and you want to grab your wrench with the extension and the 8mm Allen key. And for this one, there is no specific torque specifications. So on this one, you want to just make sure that you have it tight enough. Let's give it a few more turns. Again, you don't want to go all out crazy because you definitely don't want to strip the threads of the bracket. Once you get it on there and you feel it pretty much where you can't turn it anymore really, just give it a little bit of a turn more and you're good to go. You don't need to go all wild on installing this piece. Okay, now that you're all set and done and installing on this side of the left side of the frame sliders, you're going to notice that it comes with these little plastic covers. Now you think that they're both the same, they look the same, but actually they are a little bit different because of the placement of where these tabs are. So if you look at this one, if you put it on there, you're going to notice that it doesn't really match up because of the direction of where this tab is according to the little hole right here. So you definitely, this is not going to work. On the other hand, this is the right one for this side because as you could see that the little tab matches perfectly with the hole over here. So just going to go ahead and slide that in first at the bottom. Slide the little tab underneath first. Make sure everything's good. Make sure this part is all nice and clean. You don't have to, but just like that, I like to make sure everything's nice and clean before I put everything in. So I'll just go ahead and slide that at the bottom and then just go ahead and snap it in place. And there we go. So now you have a nice, clean looking frame slider with obviously no indications of where a bolt would have gone, unless you watch this video and know that behind this cover is where the bolt is. Okay, now that we're on the right side of the bike, the process is still the same. I'm going to have to remove these two screws at the bottom, screw over here, one over here, and one here in the front. Once we remove those, we could just drop down the fairing and then get to the bolt that we need to do. Okay, I wanted to show you this angle because as you remove this bolt, you're going to notice that it's going to come with this little spacer inside, which is kind of like tapered in. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the screw so you can see what I'm talking about. And then you're going to also notice that it comes with this little collar here. You don't have to remove this collar, just go ahead and keep it inside the bike along with this little tapered spacer. So just going to go ahead and put that right back. Well, it's not going to stay in, but pretty much what you're going to do is going to get this tapered collar, and we're going to put it with the new bolt. Again, with the bolt, the engine bolt that we just removed is right here. You want to go ahead and keep this off to the side. These are bolts that you definitely do not want to throw away or discard, because you never know when you might need them, or if you're going to sell the bike and you don't want to sell it with those frame sliders, you could go ahead and remove the frame sliders and reattach your engine bolts. So here's a close-up of that little spacer that was in there, the tapered collar. And then we're going to also be reapplying this one with the new engine bolt from the frame slider. Okay, so now that we're on the right side, here is the frame slider. And as you notice that on this one, we could actually get access to the bolt, which is here. So as you can see, it clears the frame slider altogether, so we were able to get access. But I suggest still removing the frame slider itself, the puck itself, just because if you notice, even though we could get to the bolt here, if you notice on this side, there's a gap. You definitely don't want to have a gap between your frame slider puck and the bracket itself. And if you notice that this part is over here, you want to make sure that this part is actually on this part over here. So let me remove the bolt so I can show you what I'm talking about. Again, guys, I'm sorry for the amount of airplanes that you hear in the background, but I do live by the airport. Alright, so now that I got the bolt removed, as you can see, this is how it was before. You want to make sure that this part gets rotated. This flat part on this piece goes with this part over here. So it goes like this. To get a better view, alright, here's the side of the bracket. So you want to make sure it lines up like so, like this. That's definitely how you want it to have. You definitely don't want to have any gaps between the bolt and the bracket, because that'll be a weak point on the system, and you definitely don't want that. Okay, so I already took apart the puck from its bracket. Now here is the bracket. It goes in like so. You notice it also has a little peg, but it doesn't have two, it only has one. Now that's going to correspond with this little notch here at the bottom. I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you guys could see the notch I'm talking about. So here is the little notch. Now the little peg is going to hit from this side of the notch. Now let me zoom out for you guys on what to do next here. So when you put the bracket on, we're not going to put the collar in yet because this is just for fitment. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in our screw. We're just going to hand tighten, and you want to make sure that that little peg hits the bottom of that collar. So when you put it on, it should stop right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hand tighten that for now, and then I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so we want to make sure that it stops at that notch there. Once you get it there, just going to hand tighten it for now. This is not going to be the final part. This is just to test fitment and to make sure that you have the puck facing straight and not crooked. Like I was showing you earlier, it didn't come really, it came a little bit off. So we want to make sure that we have it correctly installed. So this is hand tighten. It's still going to move around, so don't worry about that. Just hand tighten it for now. Alright, so now that we got that piece on, here is the back end of the puck, and we want to make sure that your puck is straight and not tilted this way like it was before. So to move this, what you want to do is just lift it off. If you notice on the inside, there's going to be some of these cross grooves inside, which are going to correspond with the channels that are inside of the puck. So like I was saying before, here's that flat part. Here is the flat part on the back end of the puck. You want to make sure that that part is in like so. So I'm going to go ahead and at this point you want to make sure that you have your bolt. So let me go get the bolt. Alright, so it looks like on this one I was not able to get it extremely straight, but I came close to it. So that would be in this direction. It fits in there. As you can see, it's kind of in a downward angle. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I put a little bit of thread lock on the threads of the bolt. So let's go ahead and do this as my dogs start barking at everybody. Alright, let's go ahead and put a little bit of thread lock on there. A little bit too much came out. Alright, so now that we have thread lock on there, I'm going to go ahead and reattach it. And at this point, this is the part where we're actually going to hand tighten it for now. And then we're going to go ahead and remove this bolt. And I'm going to go ahead and put the thread locks on. And then also put that little collar back on. So I'll show you that right now. Okay, so now before we actually put the bolt in, here is the bolt. We want to make sure we put some thread lock on the bolt, on the threads. Just going to go ahead and pull a little bit since it is a little bit bigger of a bolt. Alright, just enough for the bolt. Alright, now before we put the bolt back in, remember the collar I showed you earlier? Here is the collar. You want to make sure that you put and slide that little guy in. So the collar's in. It's going to correspond with this one. Now let's go ahead and insert the bolt back in. Now for now, you just want to make sure that you hand tighten the bolt. Alright, so the fairy is just going to be held on by my hand. It's not really going to be exactly put together right now. So right now I'm just checking to make sure that we have the puck in a good position. Alright, so I'm holding it with my hand, as you can see. Alright, we want to make sure that we have this in a level position. I would say right there looks good. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and remove the fairing again. Make sure it's off to the side. Alright, it's off to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten down that bolt right there. So we're going to torque it down to the 36.8 foot-pounds. Alright, when doing this, you want to make sure that you're holding on to the slider so it doesn't move from the location that we just checked. So I'm going to keep going until I get to the 36.8 foot-pounds. Going slowly to make sure that it's not moved out of place. Alright, there we go. And just make sure again. Alright, so there we are. So now that's right where we want it. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to tighten that one down. Again, we don't need the torque wrench for that. All you need to do is just use your ratchet and tighten it down until you feel where it's nice and tight. Again, you don't want to go too crazy on it. Just go ahead and tighten that down until it gets firm, and then just give it a little bit of a turn, and then you're good to go on that. Alright, now that's good to go. Now let's make sure on the fitment again. Let's put our cover back on, just again with your hand. Alright, it's looking good and it fits perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put the little cover back on. So here is our little cover. You want to make sure that you go clear this part. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go in and up like that. Just go in like so, and then press down and make sure it's in place. Alright, so that one went in nice, and there you go. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and put our side fairing back on the bike. Alright guys, and here is the final look of the frame sliders. Now let's go a little bit back so we could see the whole bike in its entirety. And they fit perfectly. They look good. They look different from the conventional frame sliders, which is normally a tube. This gives it a little bit more of a style to it, and plus you can't see where the bolt is, which is pretty much right behind here. Now let's go from the back and let's look at that. Again, with the replaceable rubber slider here in the back. And that's pretty much how far from the body it sticks out. So in case of a spill, you know that the frame sliders are going to protect your fairings. Now let's check it out from the other side. Again, you're going to notice that the turn signal is missing from this side. It's just because I am doing additional work on this customer's motorcycle, which includes fixing the turn signal. Now let's go back here, and you can see from both angles on how much the frame sliders stick out to protect your bike. Alright, and that pretty much concludes the installation of how to install these particular style frame sliders on your 2009 R1. If you guys found this video helpful, please hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos like this, especially tutorials on how to do work on different other types of motorcycles besides the R3, leave a comment in the section below. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. That way you guys are up to date with my latest posting of my videos. And thank you for watching.